Good afternoon and welcome to this short session that we will be having today on how a connected supply chain is helping organizations take decisions in real time by looking at the data in real time, performing simulations and actions based on that real time data and executing those simulations and actions. So let's first talk about the change scenario that we have seen in the last few years, and especially in the last 1 year. So we have seen that demand patterns have changed, and there has been growth from the smaller cities rather than the metro, the tier one cities. And this has accelerated in the last 1 year or so, when due to the pandemic, a lot of working population has shifted back to these smaller towns. So with them, they have taken the consumption, and the demand is significantly changed from these cities. So similarly, the supply pattern has also changed. Uh, Although the point of sale at the retail shop is still quite strong, but again, over the last 1 year, especially, there has been a significant shift to the e-commerce channels, where anything from as simple as daily need groceries are being ordered in large quantities, and even in these smaller cities. Now, there are also many private labels that have come up who are packing up these commodities under their own label and selling them. And due to this uh, supply chain of the perishables and the grocery items, extensive cold chain is required, which has also undergone a lot of developments in the last few years. We see that the infrastructure is also better now in terms of the warehousing and the 3PL facilities. There has been significant construction of the roads and the freight corridors, which has improved the travel time and the lead time significantly. And we have better assets in the supply chain, like better trucks and more warehouse automation. A lot of it has been made possible through the implementation of GST, which has reduced the travel time across India significantly. Uh, so apart from this, the pandemic has introduced disruptions of its own kind, where companies had have to deal with a lot of volatility, and that those could be because of government actions like the lockdown, which suddenly shut down everything, all supply chains, and then gradual opening up of uh, the, the markets. And even after that, there has been a significant volatility due to the changing nature of the pandemic within the country and also internationally. There has been an overall slowdown of growth, and different trade blocks have been set up. So this is some of the macro level variables which any supply chain practitioner has to consider. Now, if we go to a more granular level, we see that there's no, there's more volatility and complexity in the product itself. The supply chains are very complex now, because many parties come together and collaborate to bring to you one single SKU. The product life cycles are no longer long product life cycles. You have to introduce new products quickly and bring them to market. So they're pretty short now. And the customers are also not willing to wait for long. In fact, they want it today. If they order something, they want it to be delivered today also. There's a lot of product customization, which in turn increases the complexity and the variety of the products. And if the parts are being imported, still there is a long lead time, and especially in the near term, we have seen that there has been significant uh, disruption in the supply chain. The forecast accuracy is now low because of these factors, internal and external factors, and there's a lot of pressure to reduce the inventories. So what we are seeing is that there's a huge difference between the supply chains of the yesteryears, and even in the last 10-15 years, the supply chains have undergone a huge change. So whereas forecasting used to be more inward looking, that what I sell, I could forecast on the basis of that. But now that is no longer so, because there are so many external variables and factors that need to be considered. And real-time visibility is a requirement in any supply chain, because on the basis of what is happening today, I need to take a lot of actions that will help me achieve my SLAs and KPIs. And I have to also take care of those unpredictable events that happen again and again. So I should be able to simulate those events and uh, change my strategy and my execution on the basis of those events. So for any organization, the problem remains the same, that they have to either reduce the inventory or reduce stockouts while maintaining their SLAs and KPIs. And at the same time, they should be able to do it at the most optimum cost to the customers. So to bring this kind of capability, first of all, we need both a new type of a process and new type of a technology. So we need demand-driven sales and operations planning, which is getting real-time demand signals from the market and driving the SNOP process. So it's no longer a monstrous process which moves at a monthly, or at the most, in most agile terms I've seen, on a weekly basis, but it has to be more real time. And then you need very good technology to make this happen. So this is where the connected supply chain concept comes in. So we have to understand a couple of things that currently, uh, there is no one system in the market which is, uh, being implemented by any organization, but there are multiple uh, systems, and here I'm talking about both hardware and software systems which are being used, and they have to talk to each other. So those islands will not work anymore, and they have to pass on information from one place to another place, so that so that they talk to each other and pass on data that can be used in a more meaningful way. So due to the nature of flow of product, we need a global shipment tracking system. The inventory should be trackable and traceable on a dynamic basis, and real-time demand signals from the customers or the market should be available. And when all this is available, I should be able to do some meaningful analysis on this data, which helps me arrive at the right decision making. So let's first talk about sales and operations planning, and the earlier concept of sales and operations planning, we still see that it is not universally accepted. And some of the reasons were that there was a lack of proper education about what the process is, and the tool availability was also not there. And here the tools again are the uh, software availability that will give you uh, real time vision into what's happening in your entire supply chain. So due to this concept and the changing nature of the macro and the micro variables, we need more a demand-driven process for sales and operations planning, which is connected not only to my own system, my ERP system, but also to so many other external systems which give me data that I need, and then they should be agile enough to use that data to do a very quick analysis instead of a batch run which may take overnight or a day to give me the result. I should be able to do that analysis in 5 minutes and take on decisions on the basis of that. So this is the scenario. Now, how do we, what is the solution that we have? So one of the good solutions that we have is from Oracle with its new Fusion suite of ERP. The solutions on demand planning, supply planning, as well as sales and operations planning provide us that kind of connectivity and agility. And it's an intuitive user interface for the user to quickly do that analysis, meaningful analysis, and take meaningful action out of it. Another advantage of this software is that it's available on the cloud. So changes to it are done every 3 months. New features will be available every 3 months. And you don't have to plan a project for a year or more to bring that feature to your on-premise systems. So there's a very good advantage of a cloud-based planning system that new features come along with it. So, for example, in the last 1 year, a lot of changes have happened because of the pandemic, and the software vendor itself introduced so many features into the system every 3 months based on the change in the macro environment that a lot of organizations benefited from those new features. So now let's see on a hands-on mode that what kind of solution has Oracle provided and how it helps organizations to do real-time sales and operations planning. So I have my colleague Abhijit who will navigate you through this system, and we'll try to understand how it works.
So we will go to the system and have a look at the look and feel and have a hands-on on the system, that how we can quickly analyze our SNOP plan, and how can we quickly take actions, and how feasible is it to do a quick solution or a quick resolution of the exception. So here we are on that our SNOP dashboard. So this shows us various KPIs where we can have a look at only the important things, not so that we can focus on the important part, not for all our data. So for example, if we can see here, we have a lot of KPIs which are suggesting the thresholds which were defined in the system. If we can see here, we can see the system is showing a capacity overload of more than 133%. So if by drilling down here, we can see the what are the factors which are affecting this problem. So we can see here that this information is showing that okay, this particular work center is overloaded, and this graph particularly is telling us that, okay, which are the items which are going to be affected by this capacity overload. So to analyze it very quickly, the Oracle has given us a very good solution. We can uh, easily go and navigate through this dashboard only, and we can go to our more detailed tables and we can take our actions over there. So, for example, let's see one of the items. We have to select this one, and if I just right click to that, we can go to that table.
So we basically see that the analytical capability is significantly enhanced. It's visual, and it gives you, or the user, it gives the user, just by looking at the dashboard, it gives him a sense of urgency in this particular area.
So this actually this feature gives the planners a very good sense of understanding that by just by looking at the dashboard, they can realize that, okay, this is the data where they need to work on, so that they don't need to go into the system and look every item and every suppliers or resources which needs to be fixed. Like here we are seeing the top 5 items which are getting affected by the capacity overload of the suppliers. So this means that when a planner logs into the system, they can go and focus on these items first, and then they can look at the other data. So for example, if we can uh, click on this item, this is the graph, and by this is dynamically linked to the tables where we need to go and take the action. By going to this, we have a table which is called supplier plan by month. So this will show the details of this item and wherever there is a capacity overload. So this is highlighting the overload capacity for the item in the month of November and December. And this is highlighted with a different color because it is defined as an exception. If a supplier capacity is getting exceeded by certain threshold, then it will be denoted by a different color. So this means in this period of time, there is a capacity overload on the supplier, and the supplier capacity needs to be increased.
So as I understand, Abhijit, this supplier's capacity has to come from the supplier. So there has to be a real-time link between the supplier system and this system.
Exactly.
Because only when he updates what is his available capacity will we be able to simulate our output, right? So there's again that connected supply chain that I'm talking about, that all stakeholders are connected. And I have real-time data of what is the availability at the supplier side of his manufacturing capacity and how it is affecting my output and my production.
So in this case, when the planner will see, okay, there is a capacity shortage in a few of the time buckets. So as we saw that it by the it is easily connected to the other systems as well, and the real-time data can be quickly updated by doing the data collection, which is very quick, and it can load the updated data within 5 to 10 minutes of your running the collection. So you don't have to wait overnight for to get the real data and the updated data. So in this case, if the planner is seeing there is a capacity shortage, they can easily quickly connect with the supplier and talk about that. And based on their discussion, they can increase or decrease the supplier capacity based on their input. And also, the connected supply chain will allow you to collect those data very quickly. So in this case, if we see here, we can this system gives you the flexibility. So here we have the edit field, and we can just click on that.
So based on what information I have got in real-time basis, now I'm going to change my or the factors that I have control on and see how it is going to change the output.
Yeah, so basically this is the planning system. So we are just seeing that, okay, if we enhance the capacity of the supplier in upcoming months, then are we going to resolve that issue or not? So based on that, we can take our decisions in the future as well.
So if I make changes here, how much time will it take for me to get an output on which I can take an action? Is it going to take many hours, or will I be able to maybe grab a cup of coffee and come back and
Yeah, so
see
it
the
will be
changes?
it will be pretty quick.
Okay.
Like we will see here that we will just change the numbers here, and we are going to increase the numbers by, let's say, 20%, so that we can check by increasing that number, are we going to resolve this exception or not. So if we click here,
I think that's a huge change because I mean this is what I need. I need to know what I need to do right now
yeah.
instead of coming back tomorrow, because the situation may have changed again by tomorrow.
So here the planner can see, okay, that by increasing the capacity by just by 20%, we are able to resolve that issue in coming future. So and this can be validated by, because we saw that this was highlighted in a different color because this was an exception. Now, if we increase that, and so we can see that the exception is gone now. So by doing that, they have to see the result in their dashboards as well. So as we were discussing, we have to save this and we will rerun the plan, and then we can go to the dashboard and check that whether our capacity constraint has been decreased by some percentages or not. So after saving the data, we can just run the plan, and we can see the result thereon. So the plan run will take around 5 to 10 minutes maximum, so that you can go and grab a cup of coffee, and when you will back, you will be able to see the output.
So let's see what will the planner see once.
So in order to save our time, we have the output captured over here. So this is the screenshot which we have taken earlier. Here we increase the capacity in one case for one of the supplier, and after rerunning the plan, we can see this KPI where the before running the plan, the capacity overload was showing 120%, and after running the plan, we have seen that okay, it got decreased by almost 5%. So this will help the planner to quickly resolve all of the exceptions. So like we did for one of the suppliers, we did in just 5 minutes, and similarly, they can give around 20 to 30 minutes, and they can resolve most of their exceptions in these. And all those exceptions will be visible in your dashboard, and those can be configured as per the requirements of the planner.
So this is what actually planners are looking for. They should be able to get data from different sources. They should be meaningfully analyze that data and get meaningful output which they can implement. So I think this is a great change from the earlier systems where it would take days to get the data and another day for the system to crunch it and give you an output, which again was not very intuitive to look at. So that's great, and this was a short solution that we wanted to share with you in a series of webinars, that how connected supply chains, starting right from the planning and sales and operations planning, is helping organizations. So now we'll open the floor for questions. We'll just unmute our participants. So if anybody has any question, you can unmute yourself and go ahead. Or you can even type your question in the chat box. Well, I think nobody has any questions. So thank you all so much for your time. this what we wanted to share today, and we'll share the uh, program of the next part of the supply chain, which will now we'll move from the planning to the execution side, and how again connected supply chains are working on the execution side in the next webinar, which will be next week. Thank you all. Thank you so much.